The documentary Faith in Transition invites you to embark on a poignant exploration. We follow the trails of those who, in search of a better tomorrow, carry the essence of their beliefs from the tranquil embrace of rural church to the pulsating heartbeats of the urban gospel existence, navigating the intersection of faith and culture in our documentary, Faith Journeys Bridging the Urban-Rural Divide. Meet 6 individuals who share their experience.
Hey, my name is Pastor Joe, and well, it's amazing to be here. Na tunashukuru sana. I've been a pastor for the last, I think 10 years plus.
My name is Pastor Jack Njehia. I've been a pastor for the last 23 years. I've been in this area for the past 15 years.
My name is Elizabeth Njoki, a student in the University of Nairobi pursuing a Bachelor's of Arts in Literature and Linguistics.
Hello, my name is George Kamau Watetu. I am the main campus Christian Union chairperson of the University of Nairobi.
Hello everyone, Paul Kamau. Been born and raised in the rural of Kiambu, Shanda area region, Kawaida.
Hey, my name is Victor Okelo. I work with African Christian Outreach.
Do you think it's important for pastors to go through Bible college?
Yeah, it should be the basic. It should be very clearly written on their minds. Once you receive a call, it's good to go to a Bible college for training because of the changes that are happening into the world. People are changing, the society is changing. You are meeting people who are more learned than you. So basically you have to be trained and sharpened.
Actually, I went to Bible school before becoming a pastor, just wanting to know the Lord more. And so I was able to go to Bible school and finally accepted the call of the Lord. Hallelujah. Here we are.
Going to the city had a lot of expectations and a lot of cautiousness from what we normally hear. Town is a really weird place, a lot of conning, a lot of activities taking place, shamba la mawe and all, miracles everywhere. Maybe the lots of insecurities, issues, and
It's interesting how you meet first years in the universities coming from up countries and in different places in this country, and they come to Nairobi or be it Eldoret in a town setup, and there is this great culture shock. I remember once we had a guy he's an El Molo, the only El Molo guy I've ever met, a very small tribe in Kenya. There are less than 1,500 people currently. And this guy traveled 2 days to get to Eldoret Poly. And he had no idea what he was going to see. He had no idea how the campus would be, which church to go to. He is used to hear preaching from that is delivered in his language, the church setup. And so you find a CU that is very vibrant, lots of students.
My understanding about culture shock, it's a discomfort experienced by a person in an unfamiliar environment. It does not have to be necessarily a pain inserted in the body. It's a psychological discomfort. My first experience coming to the city from a rural area in the Rakanivi County, a small village in Kiregen, having experienced people with same culture, coming to the city where people have different cultures, different tribes, they have different ways of doing their things, the different ways of dressing, the food they take. It has been a real challenge to me having to cope and fit in the environment of the city.
Okay, now that we have talked about migration of people from rural to urban, urban to rural, that means there is a mix-up of people in the church. So there are those who are coming from the utmost end of the nation of Kenya, coming to town, others coming from town back to the rural area. Now, because of this, there have to be a clear balance, one to understand how you are going to deal with them. And therefore, there are some few things that you have to put into consideration, knowing that some people would like their language to be spoken because it's like you came and met us here.
Sure.
So you have to agree with us. Okay. You have to be compatible with our language. Sure. Now, because of this mix-up, you find that there is a challenge. And that is why a pastor should be able to understand and handle both challenges equally, because you have to reach souls. The basic thing is not to maintain your culture, but to reach souls.
Hype in the urban churches is too much, unlike the rural church where everything is calm, everything is collected. Okay, yeah, we meet for practice, and then we meet on Sunday for service. But in a urban area, you realize that there are services every day of the week, and we thought the hype is too much, and one who's not used to the hype, the stress, the activities might lose. And so you realize that one of the things that we major on, and we as a pastor have majored on, is doing discipleship.
Discipling people means working with someone daily in their day-to-day activities. Try to understand them, where they come from, and also help them understand the setup they are in. This helps them in many ways. One, it helps them to be wajanja, so that nobody will take advantage of them. So try to help them realize that there are people here, even in churches, that will want to take advantage of them. And so you talk to them on the many skills and tricks people use to take advantage of people who come from those areas.
I think I've been a victim of a rogue pastor. The church where I was, the pastor said, like, if we need to expect a miracle, or if you need to see miracles in your life, you said to give a fee, maybe I'd call it an offering, but it sounded more of a commitment fee to offerings or something. The fee was Kenyan shillings 3,000. Being a student, it sounded a lot, and then I remembered, like, I need my academics, so I offered the offering so it can inside the grades zangu and all in campus. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the miracle to happen.
You realize because of the too much information that is available in the urban centers, it's very easy for one to be deceived. And I'll use an example of, if you come to a city like Nairobi, it's your first time here, you've never been to Moi Avenue, you've never been to, industrial area. And it's very easy for somebody to take advantage of you being naive. And so until you know what's going on, until you know your way around, many pastors have taken advantage of the young Christians who have come to the urban center. Either they have joined a campus, or they have joined a college, and they're attending church, or they're attending a church outside. And so it becomes confusing, and the pastors take advantage of that.
Earlier this year, I've been a victim of culture shock, whereby we were invited for this particular Kesha in a church of which I cannot mention the name due to security. There's this pastor who told us that for us, we have to receive the Holy Spirit, so we have to remove our tongues out. And for 3 and 4 minutes, we were like, our tongues are out, waiting to be touched by the Lord, so that we can start speaking in different tongues. These are I felt so weird, having to remove my tongue, waiting for the Lord to touch my tongue. Oh my God, it's so weird.
Culture shock has always been felt mostly by the first years who are joining the city's CUs for the first time. And therefore, during the orientation, you realize that most of them are struggling with fitting in, especially in terms of their dress code, in terms of their meals, in terms of their speech, in terms of their culture and the tribes and everything. But over the years, they end up really quickly shifting into being like them that are in the urban. And another challenge is that students really face when they come to the urban Christian unions is the fact that with the different styles of prayers, some might look like they are cults because of the differences. Some are praying while standing, some are praying while walking, some are praying while shouting. All these things might look weird and cultish, therefore becomes a little bit difficult for a student coming from the rural sides to really fit in.
Boss, mi nilianzia Sunday school Ushago, Kenya Assemblies of God, my Mahiu. So I know how it is. The urban church is open to a lot of people being in an urban area, you find that there are many people who come from different places with different cultures, and so when they come to church, the church is able to accommodate all of them. But in a rural area, a local area, you find that we have this set of people. This is what we believe, this is what we follow.
The rural church have lost young people because of not agreeing to the change, because of not teaching, not allowing. In fact, in most cases, the pastors who are in the rural area are facing a lot of hardship.
Yes.
Because they want to take the church from down up. But the members want, okay, we are comfortable here.
The pastors who are legit, for lack of a better word, we need to find such people and really show them the direction of where they need to go. The other thing is, you realize that one of the ways that people get taken advantage of is when they're put into different programs and they're never explained what is the end goal. We have to be very clear what is the end goal of every Christian, whoever joins us. If you come to our church, Destiny Chapel, we will tell you this is where our discipleship journey begins and this is where it ends. Anything in between, it's to help you become this person that we expect you to be.
Entering the city, I think the shock, the intensity of the shock depends on whether you have people you know in the city or you have relatives, maybe the uncles, aunties, some cousins, or people who may show you around how to go out within the city or something. Because considering I myself, I didn't have people to show me around. I was like, you go discover on your own. I'd say due to that, that's how I came across those rock pastors and all. Maybe that was it. But if you have some relatives or maybe even a friend of your parents or a family friend to show you around, it may be simple since they tend to show you the ways, the do's and don'ts of the city.
Any student who might be out there looking for maybe some advice concerning the same, you might find help in the chaplaincy office.
So my favorite way of exposing people is by traveling with them, going to them in different towns, taking them for missions, taking them also for camps and retreats. In those areas they get exposure, and such exposure helps them now figure out how to fit in an urban center. Another way that you're going to do, you are going to help them interrogate with the society. So we have students who have been raised also in the universities, in the town setups, and they're in the university. A guy raised maybe in Kayole or in Kibra or in Donholm or in Lavington, Runda, and you bring also this guy that is coming down from Oloitoktok or Marsabit or El Chamus, and you bring them together and they interrogate and they know each other, they love each other. In such ways, you are helping them also.
Systematically teaching this young man that this is where you're at, this is where you need to be, and this is what you need to do. And so everything else now makes sense. The hype makes sense, the activities make sense, because once you know the objectives, why are we here and where are we going, it becomes easy for them. But before that, it becomes confusing. They will go for every concert, they will go for every kesha, they will go for every prayer, and you realize that's not the main thing. The main thing is that we must move people from one level in their walk of salvation to maturity. And so someone who has come from a rural church, coming and finding all this hype, finding all this information, it needs to be broken to them down so that they can be able to understand clearly what it's all about and what's going on.
Faith journeys, the bridging urban-rural divide. We witness the resilience of faith in the face of cultural challenges. Through the stories of these individuals, we explore the pathways that connect us all in our journey of faith.